Okay.
Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Classified Captures. Expect to be thrilled, excited, and my personal favorite, scared even a little bit by some of today's clips. Without wasting too much of your precious time, let's jump right into it. While on a mountaintop, a woman was filming when she noticed something strange.
You're here.
Her companion's hair was standing straight in the air, and as she passed her hands through the air, there was a low zipping sound like it was electricity. Some have suggested that it could be a sign of an impending lightning strike, a natural phenomenon often associated with hair standing on end due to the electrical charge in the atmosphere. On the other hand, some also entertain the idea that it might be linked to an energy field or even a portal of sorts. What do you think is more plausible? In the dense forests of a remote village in Peru, a peculiar incident unfolded, captured on camera for the world to witness. A tree branch, seemingly severed by an unseen force, fell to the forest floor. One might initially dismiss it as a natural occurrence. The local villagers hold a different perspective. The villagers expressed concern about the mysterious incident, attributing it to potential encounters with beings not of this world. Before this encounter, there had been rumors circulating about extraterrestrial entities with jetpacks ominously referred to as face peelers, roaming the area and sometimes causing havoc. Some sections of the online community that saw this footage, on the other hand, proposed something else. They suspect that the military might be behind this occurrence. According to them, the military may be carrying out covert operations, possibly testing advanced cloaking technologies. What do you think? Could this be aliens or military people testing a cloaking device? Speaking of aliens, there have been some accusations against the Mexican government that involves them having knowledge about some UFO sightings. In footage captured in the woods, the remains of a miniature alien creature comes into focus. This diminutive being possesses distinctive features, notably a disproportionately large head and small eyes. The discovery raises a plethora of questions. What could have caused the demise of this extraterrestrial entity, and what's the deal with these sudden UFO sightings in Mexico? It's like the aliens decided to spice up their travel itinerary, making a pit stop for some tacos and salsa. I mean, if you love tacos like my assistant Julius does, you wouldn't blame him for choosing Mexico. The advancement of technology has indeed reached a point where the lines between reality and artificial creations are becoming increasingly blurred. This footage from Stan Winston's School of Arts showcases an impressive creation, a mechanical dog that closely mimics the movement and behaviors of a real canine. The intricacy of the mechanics allows the artificial dog to move its head and pant in a remarkably lifelike manner. The way it responds to human interactions, such as having its head rubbed, looks almost real. The level of detail and precision in the construction of these mechanical dogs is nothing short of remarkable. As technology continues to push the boundaries of what's possible, we can't help but imagine what people will come up with next. These creations serve as a testament to the convergence of artistry and engineering, don't you think? Someone spotted this strange-looking bird going into the woods. It had odd-looking features, and its wings looked like they were broken. It has a long neck with disheveled feathers on it. But what stood out the most was its sheer size. This doesn't look like any bird we know of, and it has the mind dancing with possibilities. Could this be a new species, a feathered anomaly that has eluded scientific classification until now? It's hard to say, but one thing we can be sure of is the fact that our world is home to an incredible diversity of bird species, each adapted to its unique environment. Discoveries of new species, especially those exhibiting distinctive characteristics, fuel our fascination with the natural world. Keep 'em coming, Mother Nature. We love it like that. In this intriguing footage, we find a fearless individual holding in his hands a creature that sparks both curiosity and a hint of trepidation: a massive wasp. To be precise, this formidable insect belongs to the species known as tarantula hawks or spider wasps. The tarantula hawk, named for its hunting behavior, seeks out tarantulas to serve as hosts for its larvae. The wasp's sting is known for being one of the most painful in the insect world, causing temporary paralysis in its prey. This particular tarantula hawk, unlike its stinging counterparts, exhibits a remarkable absence of a sting. Very strange. The man, with a mix of bravery and intrigue, cradles the formidable insect in his hands. Do you think he found the insect stingless, or is he the reason for why it's stingless? Share your thoughts. In this mystifying tapestry of the Mexican sky, an eerie symphony unfolds. Strange trumpet sounds that reverberate through the air, seemingly descended from the heavens themselves. The haunting notes are accompanied by a chorus of creatures as dogs unleash their bewildered barks and birds join in the discordant harmony, creating an atmosphere that tiptoes on the edge of the uncanny. Animals are often considered to have heightened senses, and their responses could be interpreted as instinctive reactions to something beyond human perception, perhaps something ominous and dangerous. The unexplained nature of these sounds prompts a myriad of questions. What could the source of these trumpet-like noises be? Some theories suggest atmospheric or geological phenomena, while others delve into more speculative ideas involving extraterrestrial activity or even paranormal occurrences. What do you personally think, though? If you haven't already hit the like button, subscribed, or even dropped a comment so far, could you please do so now? It goes a long way to help us make more videos like this for you. Thank you so much. Now back to today's episode. We continue our exploration of the mysterious, this time in the skies over Miami, Florida. During a boat ride, a keen observer noticed an anomaly within the cloud formations, one specific cloud exhibiting unusual behavior. This particular cloud moved swiftly back and forth across the sky, appearing and disappearing with remarkable speed. This raises a host of questions. Is this just another case of advanced cloaking technology, or could it be a part of a covert government experiment? Alternatively, is there a more down-to-earth explanation for this peculiar phenomenon? In the realm of ufology, yeah, there actually is such a thing, theories often emerge when unexplained aerial phenomena are observed. The idea that the cloud-like movement could be a result of an aircraft intentionally cloaking itself from the human eye typically raises questions about our security and if the government is in on these occurrences. However, in the pursuit of understanding such phenomena, it's crucial to consider more grounded and earthly explanations. Atmospheric conditions, wind patterns, and optical illusions can contribute to the appearance of anomalous cloud formations. Meteorological phenomena such as wind shear or differing air currents at various altitudes may give the impression of clouds moving in unexpected ways. However, since none of these theories can be confirmed, we're still left to wonder what this could be. In this next footage, a man steps out of his house holding a mysterious bag. The contents are revealed to be a camouflage cloth, and as he covers himself with it, an extraordinary transformation occurs. He seamlessly blends into his surroundings. Now think about it. If this is real, it's like having a superhero's invisibility cloak in our hands. Imagine the kind of wild stuff you could do with that. But here's the head scratcher. Where on earth did he get his hands on something like this? It's not like you can find invisibility cloaks at your local store, right? The mere existence of this kind of tech opens up a can of questions. Is this a sneak peek into some top-secret military gear, or did this guy stumble upon some hidden gem of technology? My assistant Aaron thinks our young sir may have picked up a deathly hallow, but if the world of wizards truly exists, perhaps we muggles shouldn't be meddling in it. Don't you think? In the realm of the ocean's embrace, a seemingly routine retrieval mission takes a spine-chilling turn. A man, having dropped something precious into the depths, takes the plunge into the azure waters to reclaim his lost treasure. Little does he know that beneath the surface, an unforeseen danger lurks in the form of a silent and swift ocean predator. As he secures his prized possession, his friends, sensing the impending threat, urgently beckon him to return to the safety of the surface. Ignoring their warnings, our intrepid explorer, driven by curiosity as deep as the ocean itself, dives once more into the aquatic realm to understand the urgency of his friends' pleas. And then the revelation strikes like a lightning bolt, a shark, its sleek form gliding ominously toward him. The footage tantalizingly cuts off at this juncture, leaving us suspended in a moment of suspense, with the fate of the daring diver hanging in the balance. What transpired next in the silent dance between man and shark beneath the waves? I guess we may never know, but seeing as this footage was posted, we can safely state that he's alive and well. Or at least hope so. In recent times, a curious phenomenon has been capturing the attention of people worldwide: mysterious blue beam projections. It raises questions about whether humanity has achieved a level of technological mastery, allowing us to manipulate light in unprecedented ways. In the present footage, a peculiar beam of light descends from the sky onto the Earth, revealing a glowing entity within it. The phenomenon has roots in conspiracy theories and has long been associated with the idea of a simulated reality or extraterrestrial manipulation. Proponents of the blue beam conspiracy suggest that powerful entities, whether governmental or otherwise, possess the capability to project holographic images onto the sky for various purposes, often linked to control and manipulation. While skepticism surrounds such claims, the persistence and recurrence of these sightings have led to increased curiosity and debate. Could what we are seeing here indeed be a blue beam projection, or is there a better explanation for it? Share your thoughts with us in the comments section. Next, the night sky over Cape Town unveils an enigmatic display as an unusual formation of clouds captures attention. Now, of course, folks start speculating, saying it's a mysterious entity cloaked in those clouds. But let's hit the pause button on the sci-fi thrill for a moment. This is what we call lenticular clouds. Lenticular clouds are lens-shaped clouds that typically form near mountains or other geographical features that disrupt the flow of air. They're not uncommon and are usually associated with stable atmospheric conditions. While lenticular clouds can sometimes appear in unusual shapes and formations, they're natural meteorological phenomenons. But then, with all the strange things happening, I'll not be surprised if this is indeed not just a cloud. Having seen it yourself, what do you think? Now here's a peculiar incident captured on the footage. A sizable bird seemingly suspended mid-air above a street. A fireman on a truck attempts to dislodge the bird using a long rod, but the creature remains in an unnatural state, neither falling nor flapping its wings. This perplexing scene raises questions about the laws of physics and nature. Naturally, speculations about a potential glitch in the matrix or the bird being connected to a line have surfaced. But then, the location of this incident doesn't seem like a good place to pull such a stunt, don't you think? A more scientific explanation is that the bird is caught in an updraft or wind current, allowing it to hover without flapping its wings. But even that seems like a long stretch. Birds, especially large ones, can utilize air currents to maintain their position in the sky, creating a motionless appearance. Could this be one of such, or are we dealing with a real glitch in the Matrix? The mysterious case of the Russian YouTuber who conducted experiments on creating a homunculus using his DNA resurfaced in recent discussions. This content creator made a series of videos documenting his scientific journey, attempting to create small creatures using his DNA and a chicken egg. The intrigue reached its peak with about 19 episodes, after which the YouTuber mysteriously vanished, leaving the online community both shocked and captivated. Some believe that the higher-ups, possibly threatened by his unconventional experiments and discoveries, came for him, leading to his abrupt silence. On the other hand, skeptics argue that the entire episode could be the result of CGI manipulation. But if it was all CGI manipulation, why would he suddenly disappear? Wouldn't it even be easier now to keep it up with all these AIs around? Something just doesn't seem right. As the story resurfaces, however, it continues to be a topic of debate, leaving viewers to ponder the true nature of the homunculus experiment and the fate of the Russian YouTuber. Now, what do we have here? A fish swimming in the water, nothing out of the ordinary, right? Wrong. Watch as someone picks up the fish and turns it over, and there it is, the horror. The lower part of the fish is grotesquely torn open, an empty void where the entrails should be. The fish, however, continues to swim, prompting a cascade of questions that lead us into the realm of the uncanny. Is it a zombie fish, maybe? We suspect that the fish is dead and has been infected by a water parasite that takes over the mind and body of the host. I believe it's called a hydra. Skeptics think that someone gutted a fish while it was alive and released it. After all, they do stay alive for a few seconds before finally dying, which could be what's happening here. Some, however, think that it's just a toy fish. What do you think? Next, we have mysterious footage capturing an unusual phenomena in the night sky. In the video, the sky displays two distinct tones of color, with one part appearing darker and the other brighter. The location of the incident remains undisclosed. The only certainty is that folks from Northern Virginia and undisclosed places have reported witnessing this celestial oddity. The question on everyone's mind: what in the universe is going on up there? Various theories have emerged to explain the peculiar phenomenon. Some suggest that it might be a rare and unexplained weather occurrence, while others entertain the possibility of extraterrestrial involvement. What do you think this could be? Caught on a security camera at a job site, a man vanished into thin air as a bus drove by. One possible explanation involves glitches or anomalies in the camera equipment, creating an illusion of the man disappearing. However, if the footage is genuine and unfiltered, it opens the door to more enigmatic possibilities. Paranormal enthusiasts consider the notion of supernatural occurrences, suggesting the man could be a ghost visiting our plane. Some also state that it could be a mere man somehow manipulating reality. Skeptics, on the other hand, lean toward the idea of the whole thing being an elaborate hoax, with the footage carefully crafted for attention or amusement. Having seen it with your own eyes, which of these possibilities do you think is most likely? Share it with us in the comments section. Just a quick reminder before the next clip comes, if you still haven't liked, commented, or subscribed, could you do so right now? You wouldn't want me to send a snake the size of the one in the next clip after you now, would you?
Means it's someone.
Careful, lucky. Oh, shit.
And as you can see in this chilling footage captured by a family, shows a massive snake navigating its way from the roof of their house on a nearby trees. The sheer size of the serpent is enough to evoke a sense of awe and fear, especially as it gracefully moves between the structures. Snakes are known for their agility and climbing abilities, but witnessing such a colossal specimen in a residential area is undoubtedly a rare and unsettling experience. As the family's camera captures the unfolding saga, the colossal serpent casually lifts its head, surveys the surroundings with a reptilian nonchalance, and then, brace yourself, begins its majestic ascent to another tree. The video not only showcases the impressive physical capabilities of the snake, but also highlights the potential encounters with wildlife that can occur in unexpected places. If you ever see a snake like this, run and get help. It may be too dangerous to engage it by yourself.
He's quite beautiful, isn't he?
No.
Is he?
No, but
is
look
he
at
a
his
tree?
skin. He is beautiful.
Is he a tree snake?
No.
All around the world, these spiral patterns can be found in communities designed and built in that shape. They've sparked various conspiracy theories, with some suggesting that they're generating energy or causing some unexplained phenomena. However, the reality appears much more down to earth. One such example is a community that follows the spiral grid pattern. Contrary to conspiracies, the purpose of this design is not to generate energy or induce any mystical effects. Instead, it's a practical and well-thought-out layout aimed at providing residents with certain amenities and features. In these communities, each house is strategically positioned around a central park, creating a spiral pattern. Behind every house, there are golf courses, adding to the aesthetic appeal and recreational opportunities for the residents. The central park serves as a communal space for various activities and gatherings. Let's dissect this electrifying footage, a raw capture of the very moment lightning struck a tree near a home. Upon closer inspection, an intriguing element unfolds. The impact of the lightning engulfs the surroundings in a bright light, revealing what appears to be a figure disintegrating in a thin air. Speculations around this occurrence lean toward the supernatural, some suggesting it might be a fallen angel or a demon meeting a dramatic end. A man and his wife heard their dog barking, which naturally drove them to the spot to check it out.
Danny, come here, bud.
Denny, come here.
Come here, boy.
Now, Denny.
Get away from there.
After a few seconds, they saw a shadow of someone standing in the dark some moments after they switched on the lights. Under the sudden illumination stood an alien being. Its bug-like eyes peered intensely at the bewildered couple, as if probing the depths of their souls with an inscrutable gaze. How did this thing get there, and where did it come from? They assumed that the encounter was one with an alien. I know it's wild and all, but let's keep our feet on the ground for a second. Perhaps there's a logical explanation behind this encounter. Some more digging into details might help us figure out if it's genuine or just a case of the light messing with our heads.
Danny, come here, bud.
Denny, come here.
Come here, boy.
Now, Denny.
This particular footage is one I can barely make sense out of. If you're wondering what I'm talking about, just pay attention to the sky. You might first think those are trails left by an aircraft, but after closer attention, you'll realize they actually look like lights circulating. How's that even possible? Let me give you a quick answer. It's not. That's at least if you try to limit your explanation to everyday human occurrences. When you open your mind up to consider possibilities such as alien spaceship in the sky, it all of a sudden makes sense, even if it is crazy. What if those round, moving things are actually the base of saucers camouflaged in the sky? Before you call me crazy, take a second look at the footage, think hard, and open your mind. Have you done that? Do you see it? Share your thoughts in the comments section. Now let's take a break and listen to this truck driver's sentiments, which I share.
Man, honestly, I don't even care about going viral. That's the honest truth. I just make these videos to share with you guys stuff that I see as a truck driver. And everybody else is gonna have an opinion. I already know.
Yup, that's exactly how I feel. I mean, I know he said he didn't want it to go viral, but we do, so please hit that like button and comment if you haven't already and share. Thank you. This eerie 2006 footage, released by the police years later, unveils a mysterious and unsettling incident that occurred in a forest rumored to be a hotspot for strange occurrences. The unidentified man, driven by motives unknown, ventured into the woods and soon found himself in a dire situation.
Oh God. What?
As the footage rolls, an unseen entity or creature starts stalking the man, emitting bone-chilling, screeching sounds that grow progressively closer.
Okay, I'm not like this. Oh, shit. I can't.
Faced with an unknown and potentially menacing pursuer, the man attempts to escape, but the camera ultimately falls, leaving the fate of the adventurer unresolved. What was chasing him through those haunted woods, and why does the forest guard its secrets so fiercely? Naturally, speculation runs wild, with some wondering if it was a creature of the supernatural, a denizen of folklore, or something else entirely. Having seen it, what do you think this could be? Our next footage will probably rank up as one of the most puzzling in today's episode. In the footage, we see a creature move out of frame as quickly as it moved into it. Confused? Have a look. You saw it, didn't you? As though that wasn't fast enough, the creature does appear to be moving on its knuckles like a gorilla would and has fur to match the description. But that's just the thing. There are no gorillas in the woods where this footage was captured. We're tempted to think it was a Bigfoot, but Bigfoot doesn't move on all fours, which leaves us puzzled. Could this be an otherworldly creature? Could it be some sort of hunchback creature with overgrown fur, or is it simply a Bigfoot exhibiting unusual behavior? We can't seem to conclude which possibility it is. So what do you think? My eyes might be deceiving me, but is that a moose with 8 legs? Somebody hold me before I pass out. That's what the person who saw this footage may have thought, and quite frankly, I can't blame him or her. It would have been a freaky sight to behold. Zooming into the footage, however, we can see that these are just 2 moose walking side by side and extremely close to each other, creating an illusion of an entirely different creature. But if there was really a moose with 8 legs, what if it were really real? Could you imagine it? A spider the size of a moose. Phew! Thankfully, it's just an illusion. Next, we have this creature that was spotted in a river in a mountainous area. This furry creature has its back turned to the camera, standing in the river with its upper torso above the water. Reportedly, the river is around 5 or 6 feet deep, making the creature remarkably tall to be so visible in the water. The uploader of the footage believes it's Bigfoot, and based on what we see, we can't dispute it. According to locals, numerous Bigfoot sightings have occurred in the vicinity, and what you're witnessing on your screen is just one of them. Though we'd love to embrace the idea of this being Bigfoot, it's hard not to notice that it appears slightly slimmer and lankier compared to previous Bigfoot sightings. Is this truly a Bigfoot, perhaps a feminine one, or are we simply dealing with an elaborate hoax to garner views? Share your thoughts with us. Next, we have footage that we're still scratching our heads about. Perhaps you could shed some light on it. In the footage, we see an object rotating in the sky in a circular fashion. It begins slowly and gradually picks up speed and altitude. It's like something out of a movie, with meta-humans controlling objects using their minds, telekinesis. But telekinesis isn't real, right? Considering the strange phenomena we've encountered on this channel, well, maybe we shouldn't dismiss the possibility outright. Who knows? What we're witnessing might be the physical manifestation of some ethereal being in our plane. It's hard to say for sure, but what do you think? We would like to hear your thoughts. Now, let's dive into the capture of another cryptid taking in a populated town known for its occasional unexplained disappearances. As you can see from the image on your screen, this cryptid has a very intimidating look with a body reminiscent of that of a human and a head and face reminiscent of a canine. I mean, look at its snout and ears sticking right up on top of its head. Unlike Bigfoot, this particular cryptid is known to be deadly and quite frankly scary looking. Despite being more dangerous, it shares some similarities with other cryptids like having a more human-like body with a human-like gait. They also look like werewolves but a little smaller and less hairy. Moreover, they are known for their carnivorous nature, feeding on the flesh and meat of other animals. Last time I checked, humans are fleshy and are made up of meat, making us prime food candidates known for these two-legged creatures. Knowing that this image was captured close to a populated town where people have been going missing makes me feel we already know who the culprit is. Have you heard stories about these creatures? Have you encountered any? Do you believe they are real or just made up? Share your thoughts with us in the comments section. In the animal kingdom, there are times when the male animals are prettier and more exotic looking than the females. Take the lion and his glorious mane as an example. There's no denying that he looks majestic. There are other species where the male animals have a sing and dance or show off their beautiful fur or feathers to attract females. This naturally requires them to have more distinctive and beautiful features, which can sometimes take the form of vibrant colors, intricate patterns, or elaborate adornments compared to females. We have seen this and we understand it, but what we haven't seen before and are yet to understand is what we see in this footage. This buck was spotted with a black wig on its head, proudly bouncing about to show off. It appears to have a fashion sense that's foreign to the animal kingdom. It's giving us Elvis vibes, and we won't be surprised if it's gaining a lot of attention. While it's true that females often seek out the most popular and potentially wealthiest mate, it's uncertain if this buck will experience the same fate. We all know how the ladies can't resist the popular guy in town with his edgy style. I have a feeling this mating season will be quite the spectacle for Bambi. Next is this luminous being that was caught on a trail cam. These peculiar beings have been spotted on trail cameras, well, if we can even call them creatures. Often they appear rather small, sometimes resembling large insects, which has led to the speculations about their possible origin as alien insects. Enthusiastic UFO researchers refer to them as rods, simply because they resemble elongated shapes with spheres propelling their movements. Sadly, we only have a still image and not a video, so you won't be able to see it in motion. The real kicker? Despite various sightings, no one has been able to identify or capture one of these beings. What's intriguing is that they consistently appear on trail cameras only to vanish without leaving a trace. Certain skeptics suggest it might be a falling leaf or feather, but let's be honest, it looks nothing like either. So, could it be some alien insect or some other kind of paranormal phenomenon? Or is there a logical explanation to these shots? Share your thoughts with us in the comments section. Next, we have this odd and confusing set of trail cam captures. Before I say too much, just take a look at these captures. In the first shot, it looks like a picture of an object with a lot of light on it. The next shots show otherwise, though, that it looks like the light is moving from one point to the other. Weird, right? Are those paranormal humanoids made of light? If they are, this is a first for us. We did cross-check our paranormal database and couldn't find anything. If you've ever encountered one of these, leave a description for us in the comments section. We'd be reading. Until then, we're tempted to lean toward the possibility of it being a computer-generated image, or that there's a logical explanation for it. But what say you? This homeowner hears weird noises in his backyard, and so he decided to set his trail cam to see what it was, but he was not prepared for what he saw. A dark entity in the bushes lurking with glowing eyes. This creature doesn't look like a monkey or any other small animal from the wild. It gives off this creepy and eerie feeling, as though it were some kind of dream monster. The creature didn't come out of the darkness, but just appeared in view and left, almost as if it knew it was being filmed and looking for an opportune moment to show itself or attack. After this encounter, however, it didn't pop up on the trail cam for days until it returned with a vengeance. This time, it destroyed the fence of the homeowners as though it was trying to come in but didn't yet have the power to do so. The owners were awake during the ordeal and watched it unfold before their eyes. Once it left, they revisited their CCTV footage to make sure their eyes did not deceive them. You can't imagine how they felt once they realized that it was all real. One question remains, though. What is that creature? Could it be a rake or a skinwalker? If it's any of those, why is it trying to break into their home? Did they do something to offend it? So many questions, yet no answers. It has arms and legs like a human does, but is covered in fur like you'd expect from an ape. As much as we would love to see what its face looks like, it's obscured due to the blurry nature of the image. Any student of the paranormal should know that's a Bigfoot, but there's a story behind the image. The trail cam was set up by a group of young boys in the vicinity because a couple of them had mysteriously disappeared in that forest without any explanation. Driven by suspicions of a lurking ghost or an enigmatic creature, they set up the trail cam hoping to unveil its secrets. Although it didn't occur immediately, their patience paid off a couple of weeks later when the camera captured this astonishing image of Bigfoot. Could the Bigfoot have hurt those who went missing? If it did, why did it do so? No one knows if these creatures are man-killers or friendly, because most encounters with them that are on record never involve any form of interaction with them. They're known to inhabit forests and mountainous areas. They're mostly shy and would typically opt to hide wherever there's a human in sight. This makes it difficult to believe that they could hurt people. The evidence does not lie, though. Could this be the function of a rogue Bigfoot, or is there another paranormal creature in that forest capturing and hurting people? It's hard to tell, but what do you think? Just take a look at the capture. Did you see it? There's an ape-like creature hiding behind a tree. The creature looks at least 7 to 8 feet tall and has black fur all over it. Despite having fur from head to toe, its posture and stance are eerily human. Why is it hiding, you ask? Well, if I looked like that and lived near humans and knew what they were like, I'd hide too, but what is it really? If you're a long-time subscriber of this channel, then you should already know the answer. But for those of you who don't know, that's the legendary Bigfoot. Like all Bigfoot captures before this one, no one knows where the creature came from or whence it disappeared to. Despite being a known wonder, these creatures still remain a mystery to us. It's no doubt that many are skeptical of their existence. But what do you think? Is this real or is it just an elaborate hoax? Share your thoughts with us. If the way the video look confuses you, it's only because you're seeing thermal footage of a camera situated in the woods. The video captures a creature initially crouched in the grass, moving slowly and later standing on its 2 feet, locking its gaze onto the camera. What creature is it? The thing is, no one knows. Members of the paranormal community believe it's a Bigfoot, as it ticks all the boxes. But here's where things get complicated. Some skeptics believe the footage is nothing but a hoax, suggesting that it could simply be a person in a costume. Naturally, this has led to a heated debate among both parties. But what do you think? Is this the real deal, or are we dealing with an elaborate hoax? Share your thoughts in the comments section. Next, we have this beautiful footage of a massive waterfall. As unassuming as this beautiful sight is, it soon takes the form of something from a horror movie. This person was having the time of his life while filming the waterfall. As he was looking around, he spotted this dark figure on a rock by the waterfall. Not knowing what it was, he zoomed in on the footage to see the figure, only to see some weird-looking beast standing at the edge of the waterfall. The creature appeared to have dark fur. It's very hard to make out its features because of the distance, but one thing is for sure. That thing is no ordinary animal. Whatever it is, though, we can't seem to make it out. Some members of the team think it's a poor attempt at making a hoax look real. But what do you think? Stepping away from the paranormal, we have this trail camera that was captured somewhere in the woods of Cameroon. In the trail cam, we witness in footage several gorillas circling an area. Believe it or not, these lively gorillas are an endangered species of gorilla. They're referred to as cross-river gorillas and could probably qualify as the least popular and least known of all the gorilla subspecies. With only 200 of their kind left on the entire planet, capturing footage of them in a community like this is a rare find of a rare and endangered species. The trail camera captures them in their natural environment, engaging in their daily activities, which I find fascinating. They might be in a serious family meeting to know who inherits the fruits, stems, and piths in the cave far north. As ridiculous as this might sound, it might be the case. Well, you never know. Do you believe in spirits? Did you just answer no? Well then, how on earth do you explain this? Check it out. A translucent or transparent being darting across the frame of a trail camera. Spooky, right? Imagine setting up your trail camera to capture wildlife and then, bam, this unexpected visitor shows up. We've got to admit, something's definitely off in the footage. But you know what's even more puzzling? We can't figure out what it is. It's like chasing shadows in the dark. You know, something's there, but it eludes your grasp. Could it be a hoax, a well-crafted trick to play with our minds? Or is it something else, something beyond our comprehension, tapping into the supernatural? Tell us what you think in the comments section. It's noon, and an unknown person is recording this video clip. The video clip captures the unknown person's breathing, the sounds of birds tweeting, dogs barking, and the individual's footsteps on the sandy ground, all audibly picked up by the camera. Surrounding the individual are numerous trees, a puddle of water, and a moving stream. Everything seems to be quite ordinary in your typical woods, with the individual recording going about their day as usual. That was at least until his camera zoomed in on an unrecognizable black creature. The creature, whatever it might be, has its back to the camera as it rummages through the trees. Suddenly, it lifts its head, revealing itself. It's not known what it is exactly, but what happens next is surprising. It slowly vanishes into thin air. Considering its size and distance, some might mistake it for a Bigfoot, but its sudden vanishing act leaves us utterly baffled. What was that creature? Is that the ghost of a Bigfoot, or is it some kind of new spirit entirely? Is the video even real at all? Well, it's hard to say, but share your thoughts with us in the comments section. Why opt for an easy life when you can choose a harder path? If you think that makes no sense, clearly you haven't met the raccoon in the image. Instead of using the normal path in the soil like everyone else, the raccoon chooses to use the wire. It's hard to know if he was exercising or preparing for some competition, but whatever the case might have been, it looks like it's holding on for dear life on the wires. No one knows how or why, but from the image, it's evident that this is a battle that will not be ending anytime soon, as it's not letting go. Brings to mind those scenes from cartoons where, after being stressed for too long, inanimate objects like the wire come to life and scold the characters for holding on too long. Although it's unlikely the wire will scold and ask him to let go, I believe when it's done having the time of its life and its arms are tired, it will let go. But what do you say? Now let's take a look at another Trailcam capture that's suspected to feature yet another cryptid. The footage reveals a creature moving, or rather, hopping along a path in the woods. Although it's challenging to identify the creature based on the visible features, it appears to resemble an ape-like creature or something similar in appearance and gait. Taking a second look at the footage, you don't need to be a genius or know that the creature has to be pretty tall. One possibility is that it appears to be hopping due to a limited view we have, only capturing its shoulder movements. The uploader believes it's a Bigfoot, but without any more information, it's hard for us to agree or dispute the fact. What do you think, though? Is that a Bigfoot, or is this a case of an ape being mistaken for a cryptid? Tell us what you think. In the eerie month of January 2017, under the cloak of night, a vigilant security personnel caught something extraordinary on camera. Draven, the observer of countless enigmatic events during his night shifts, couldn't believe his eyes when he witnessed this phenomenon. In the shadowy footage, a mysterious glowing object gracefully glides closer to the camera, casting an otherworldly glow that seems to defy the laws of nature and then goes out of frame. Confused by what he was seeing, Draven uploaded the clip online, asking the paranormal community for help. Some dubbed it the Spirit Orb, which is a vessel for ethereal entities and ghosts. Others wonder if it holds ancient energies or levitating beings from realms beyond our comprehension. As for my own conjecture, I can't help but wonder if it's an interstellar traveler or an alien spacecraft silently exploring our world, seeking an unknown destination. What do you think? Next, we have this Trailcam capture that looks like the stuff of horrors. I mean, take a good look at the capture. What does it look like? If you were to ask me, I'd tell you it looks like those killer clowns from all those horror movies we watch. But is it, though? Well, apparently not. Prepare for the shock of your life. Would you believe me if I told you that what you see before you is no clown? Would you believe me if I told you that what you're basically looking at is the bottom of a deer's neck? Don't think so? Take a good look again. Moving from top to bottom, you see the bottom part of the deer's head with hair, and as you progress lower, you realize that you're essentially going down the neck of the deer connecting to its body. Do you see it? Or are we the ones imagining things? Tell us what you think. Stepping away from the cryptids, we have this trail camera footage that not only captures a deer, but floating orbs as well. These orbs have long been associated with the presence of spirit beings and have been on the rise recently. Some in the paranormal community have associated the appearance of these orbs with the presence of aliens on Earth. No one knows when they appear or disappear or why they do so. Whenever they're caught on trail cams, some seem to be floating around, whereas others are static. The ones in this footage look static, although many are convinced it's another sign of paranormal activity. Frankly, my team and I do not see it. This could also just be nothing but a reflection on the lens of a trail cam. But if you've been on the channel for long, you know not everything can be played off as normal. After all, if there is proof of Bigfoot, then these orbs could also be something otherworldly. But what do you think? Next, we have another sighting suspected to be Bigfoot. Presented here are a collection of images captured by a trail cam from various angles, revealing a colossal hairy creature. It's easy to mistake it for an ape the first time you see it, but a closer look will reveal it's not. Moreover, the remote area where the image was taken has no apes or bears or any creatures that could fit the bill. Many believe it could be Bigfoot, and honestly, it's not far-fetched when you think about it. A remote wooded area with dense trees and abundant grass, it's the perfect hiding spot for a creature like Bigfoot. Considering all of this, we're convinced we may be dealing with a genuine Bigfoot sighting. But hey, we want to know what you think. Do you believe it's the real deal or an elaborate hoax? Share your thoughts with us in the comments section. What do you expect to see when you set up a trail camera in the wild? Wildlife, right? Then what is this? Do you see it? Even though the video is blurry and dark, if you look closely, you'll notice some humanoid figures moving in the darkness. Naturally, when this was uploaded, different individuals had different thoughts and ideas about what it could be. The paranormal community thought we could be dealing with skinwalkers or some alien species, but the logical and scientific community described the idea as laughable and trashed it. Even after our own examination, we couldn't reach a unanimous conclusion about the being's identity. So we're turning to you. What do you believe you are seeing? Tell us in the comments section. The mystery continues with this next capture. Taken by a Bigfoot researcher, this image was believed to be an authentic and groundbreaking picture of the creature. Upon first glance, the picture doesn't reveal much. It bears a resemblance to other Bigfoot images found on the internet. However, the main distinguishing factor is that this one appears to capture the creature from its back in high resolution. The interesting bit about this image is the copyright war and the claims surrounding it. Numerous individuals, aside from the original photographer, have used the image as if it was their own, leading to legal disputes and the original uploader filing a lawsuit. Despite the legal actions, the court ultimately dismissed the case, rendering it inconsequential. If the picture is truly of no value and lacks authenticity, why would there be such a commotion surrounding it? Unless, of course, it genuinely depicts an actual Bigfoot. What do you think? Beneath the streets of Paris lies a labyrinth of tunnels known as the catacombs, an eerie underworld of mystery and darkness. In one of these tunnels, a camera was discovered, its tape capturing eerie footage, but the person behind the recording is nowhere to be seen. Watch the footage from the camera. As the footage plays, we witness the man hastening his steps, an unmistakable sense of unease emanating from his actions. The beginnings of the video seem unremarkable, but what catches our attention is when the recorder suddenly starts running. Abandoning the camera without a second glance and vanishing into the depths of the shadows. Enter Francis Friedman, an intrepid explorer, and his team who embark on a daring quest to locate the enigmatic missing man within the treacherous tunnels. They find it difficult to enter legally because authorities have sealed off the tunnels, so they decide to do so illegally. Equipped with a meticulously prepared map and illuminating flashlights to pierce the darkness, they descend into the depths to initiate their search. Despite hours of relentless searching, they discover no trace of the man, leading them to a chilling conclusion. He's likely lost within the catacombs, or perhaps something far more sinister has befallen him. Pondering the situation, one can't help but wonder, what could the man have stumbled upon in those depths to evoke such terror? Could mysterious creatures be lurking in the catacombs, and should the city of Paris be concerned about what lies beneath its streets? Although we may never uncover the truth behind these mysteries, one thing remains clear. Residents living near the catacomb entrances must exercise utmost caution. At least, that's what we think. What about you? If you thought the first Skinwalker scream was serious, you might want to listen to this. What you are seeing on your screen is a camera situated in the top corner of a house to take footage of individuals or creatures that might walk by. On this night, however, shrill and nerve-chilling sounds were heard with no creature in sight. The owner of the camera hoped the camera might have picked it up, but to her surprise, there was nothing. There was not a glimpse or shadow of whatever was making those sounds in the camera. The camera, however, picks up the shrill screams. What creature could be making such a sound, and why so late in the evening? Did it stop because it found its victim? While we're unable to directly tackle those questions, the paranormal community believes we may have a skinwalker on our hands. If we know anything about skinwalkers, it's that the closer they are, the further they sound. Was the creature hoping the homeowner would at some point step out to satisfy his curiosity so it could jump in and assuage his cravings for human meat? While that sounds like the probable situation, it's hard to say for sure. What would you do if you were the one? Would you have stepped out, or would you have remained indoors? Tell us in the comments section. If you thought the previous encounter was odd, brace yourself for the perplexing case of Moto Owens. This intrepid biker, a lover of the great outdoors, captured the footage you're about to witness during one of his daring adventures. As he rode along the trail, he stumbled upon an unsettling sight: scattered bones scattered across the path. But that was just the beginning. He encountered a peculiar tree oddly fallen over, as if marking the entrance to an enigmatic realm. Curiosity got the better of him, but his investigation took an ominous turn when he heard cries for help, seemingly coming from nowhere. As he cautiously searched for the source, eerie sounds of twig snapping sent shivers down his spine, compelling him to flee. However, the lure of the mystery proved too strong, and Moto returned to the woods a few days later, determined to delve deeper. The further he ventured, the more bones he found, and the atmosphere grew increasingly sinister, suffocating him with discomfort. The once vibrant forest fell into an uncanny silence devoid of any chirping or natural sounds. In that chilling moment, he caught sight of something unimaginable, a strange creature fixated on him from a distance. Panic surged through him, propelling him to run for his life, fearing the unknown entity might close on him. Our hunch is that it could have been a skinwalker, a being of dark legend capable of mimicking sounds to lure unsuspecting individuals. Surviving this ordeal, Moto was truly fortunate if this eerie encounter is indeed real. But we're dying to know. What do you think? Is this a genuine account of the supernatural? Have you ever experienced something inexplicable yourself? Share your thoughts in the comments section below. Stepping away from the supernatural, enjoy this footage of a majestic stag. Now, imagine exploring the woods only to be stopped dead in your tracks by something like this. The stag stamps its feet and lets out a powerful snort. As if that weren't intimidating enough, each snort releases steam into the atmosphere. Watching it on screen is already frightening. I can't even imagine being face to face with it. But who can blame it? Its actions are simply a fight or flight response because it feels intimidated. Hopefully, whoever it was left it alone and didn't hunt it down. It will be such a sad end for such a beautiful and magnificent specimen. Speaking of illusions, this footage recorded by a sailor at sea might genuinely leave you spooked. In the footage, we see a young man at sea calling out to something in the waters. Oddly enough, any time he makes these calls, he gets a response.
Hear me! Yo, that shit was instantaneous, bro!
It started with one side of the sea and then both sides, as though there was a creature alternating between them.
Where are you? Oh, that's over here. Wait, no, now it's there.
Whatever it was, it kept responding to the young man's calls of, "Can you hear me? Is there anyone out there?" Despite the odd responses, he calls out with laughs in between. Wanting to find whatever it is, he draws closer and calls out several times. Whatever it is that's responding, it looks like it wants him to draw closer to the edges of the boat. Part of me feels that it wants to drown him, something reminiscent of the sirens or mermaids who used to draw sailors to their deaths. Could it be that these are the creatures responsible for it, or is he merely encountering ghosts of pirates and other sea sailors who may have met their doom at sea? Well, it's hard to say, but perhaps we could involve Mystery Incorporated. After all, Scooby-Doo and his human friends have never met a case they couldn't solve. It's impossible to see what works in the darkness without any light, but it'll surprise you what a trail cam can capture in the darkness of the nights, even if it's another worldly being or a creature. In the footage, we see a dark being stealthily moving between the dark trees. Comparing its height to that of trees, I may as well conclude that the footage is proving that Bigfoot truly does exist. From the hairy body to it lurking in a remote woodland area with a height equivalent to the trees, ask me what creature that is, and the answer is simple. It's a Bigfoot, possibly on the hunt for dinner. What do you think, though? What do you see when you look at the footage? A white being moving stealthily in the dark, right? What does that remind you of? If you said rake, you're right, but you still have to wonder, what's it doing there? The one who uploaded the footage mentioned that he'd been hearing odd sounds anytime it was midnight, since he was usually in the area alone. After days of psyching himself up to expose whoever or whatever it is that had been visiting his location, which he refused to share, he found this. He had his camera rolling, ready to serve as evidence for a break-in, but he ended up with something that not even the police took him seriously after he shared. What do you think? Had experiences like that? If you have, please share them in the comment section. Do you love lizards? If you do, we've got a large one for you. Take a look. This huge creature is none other than the monitor lizard. Monitor lizards are indeed massive reptiles that belong to the lizard family Varanidae. These impressive creatures are known for their size, with some species growing to lengths of over 6 feet and weighing hundreds of pounds. They also have a powerful build complemented by sharp claws and forked tongues, which they use to sense their environment. While they're fascinating creatures, it's crucial to admire them from a safe distance, as some species can be quite formidable. And in our final bit of footage, you can see 4 men holding down a woman. Now, that might set off some serious alarm bells, but hold off on your judgment until you hear the full scoop.
D'habitude ça arrive un peu, mais là c'est carrément Ils ont dit elle arrive plus à poser
According to them, the woman in question started levitating. Yeah, you heard that right. Levitating, as in defying good old gravity. Before you dismiss it as some street performance gone awry, take a closer look. No strings, no hidden contraptions, just a woman seemingly suspended against the laws of physics. The expressions on the faces of the men holding her down tell a tale of genuine concern. Does that make this real? A woman challenging the forces that keep us grounded. It's kind of the stuff that fuels both skepticism and wonder. Is it a case of supernatural levitation, a glitch in the Matrix, or something else entirely? We'll let you ponder that until our next episode, and thanks for staying with us. Before you go, are there popular trail cams you have come across that you think we should feature on this channel? Please tell us in the comments section. And if you personally have odd footage you recorded yourself, you can forward it to us at classifiedcaptures@gmail.com. We'll do the needful analysis and include it in our next episode. We'll also credit with you unless, of course, you want to remain anonymous. We can't wait to receive your clips. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share this video with friends and family. See you in the next one.